Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Yash Talks Football. We got a video of some good news and then a bit of bad news. The good news is transfers are happening already. The bad news is we have a trip to Anfield tomorrow. But if you are new around here, like, sub, and share the content around. We're that close to the 210 mark. Like I said last video, I'm not even checked how far we are now, but if you like, whether we are or not, if you are new around here, subscribe, like, share, comment, do whatever you got to do to help the channel grow. Now, I'm going to talk about the transfer news today. Well, for the first part of the video, because um, if you cast your mind back to January, I did not think that we were signing Zubimendi because it came out. I think it was David Ornstein that said we were not that we are going to have a deal agreed for Zubimendi already. Because I can't remember what it was, but I believe we got knocked out of a cup competition. It might have been the Newcastle one or the Manchester United one. Either way, um, we have signed a we have signed the player, and that is Martin Zubimendi indeed. Apparently, according to Fabrizio, it's a here we go, and that we've agreed a deal to sign him from Real Sociedad. We've set to trigger the 60 million euro release clause, as he has also verbally agreed to join Arsenal. All documents are being prepared by Arsenal and are now convinced that the verbal agreement is done and will happen, and he will be the first signing of the new season. Now, I'm happy about this deal. From what I've seen a tiny bit of him from Real Sociedad, and I've seen a fair bit of him elsewhere on Twitter. And there's one key game that I saw, and that was in the Euros final against England. He's a very good player, and I'm happy that we're getting him. Yes, it's not. Actually, I say it's not a priority. It kind of is because Jorginho's gone, and Thomas Partey still hasn't signed his new deal yet. And I think hopefully this is a case where that we never spent money in January because Andrea Berta comes in, and then now that Andrea Berta's in, he has the power to do what he needs to do, and it's looking like he is getting that power as well because we're also being linked to I think it's Joan Garcia. Is that I can't know how you say his name from Espanyol, who looks like a decent goalkeeper as well. So, and obviously with Berta being formerly of Atletico Madrid, you think that he know the Spanish league pretty well, and it looks like he is getting players based off what he's seen in that league because um, Zubimendi, as most of us know, is a quality player, and like Garcia, from what I've seen, but I've only seen a few clips. I've not actually watched him for a 90-minute game. Looks like a decent player as well, and in that number six position, obviously Rice isn't good enough there. Um, Thomas Partey is leaving, or Thomas Partey and Jorginho are leaving. One of them has gone already, but we don't know if Thomas Partey's going to stay. I'd imagine that he is, and I've also seen that Trossard has signed, is in talks to sign a new contract. I'm not sure, number one, how credible it is, and two, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it was from Mikel Delaney. I'm not sure whether he's a he's a reliable source. But the thing is with that Trossard deal, because I've seen a way better Leandro Trossard in his first half season when he signed and when he was at Brighton, and I refuse to believe this guy is as bad as he's showing at the moment. In his current Arsenal team because I believe he has way more to offer. So I'm happy that he has signed he's going to sign a new deal. I think I've seen Saliba saying that he's going to sign a new deal as well. I can't remember who said it, but they were coming out with rumours. But I think we've got to take all these with a pinch of salt because they're doing this just as we got knocked out to the Champions League, and they've done a Zubimendi thing the last time with the when we got knocked out of the cup competition. I think it was Newcastle when this happened. But yeah, I'm happy about the Zubimendi deal. I'm also happy that we're getting links to some decent players now because let's be real, the season's done. We've got nothing to fight for. I'll talk about the game in a bit, but yeah, we've got a trip to Anfield coming up tomorrow. But yeah, let's get onto that now. Liverpool against Arsenal. This game is absolutely nothing. Um, they obviously lost their last Premier League game to Chelsea last week, and that held Chelsea have a foot into the top five race. I think they play Newcastle United tomorrow, so that's gonna be a tough game for them. I don't believe they're actually winning at Newcastle. I think Newcastle win that game, in my opinion. But yeah, when it comes to our game at Anfield, I can't remember the last time we won there. I think we beat them on penalties in the cup. I think during lockdown. We came close to winning their not last season. The 22-23 season where we bottled that 2 goal lead, and that inevitably was part in costing us the Premier League title that year. I think the last time we won there was 2012 when Santi Cazorla and Podolski scored their first goals for Arsenal. I believe that was 2012 or 2013. I can't quite remember. Well, I obviously don't remember it because I wasn't really probably supporting Arsenal back then. But yeah, I don't believe we win this game. I think Liverpool will want to, put on a show for their fans because obviously they lost last week, and I think this is the first home game since they got crowned champions against Tottenham when they beat them 5-1. Um, if I'm being real, I think it'll be a boring game, but I do think we lose. I just don't see us going to Anfield and getting a win because Liverpool are on a high at the minute, and we just come back off getting knocked out in the semi-finals of the Champions League in Paris. So I'm going to go with a score prediction. I'm going to go with a 3-1 to Liverpool. I do think we'll get a goal from somewhere. I think when it comes to the team lineup, we're going to go strong. I think barring Timber, will probably go the same team that played in Paris. So I think Ben White will start in place of him, which, yeah, great. I don't care. I don't care about this game. Obviously, it'll be embarrassing if we get battered, and we are giving the Guard of Honour to Liverpool. Arteta confirmed that in his press conference. But yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, some good news this week and a lot of bad news. But at least we can see that Andrea Berti, it looks like he's starting to do his thing now. On the transfer side of things. But yeah, like, sub, and share the content around, and I'll see you lot for the match review tomorrow.